Hello traders, this is Dave with the Compass Options live trading room, and this is the Periscope video for last week. Kind of a day late here, but I wanted to get the video out on this week's trades that we took last week and some of the things that we've seen. So let's go right ahead here and do the disclaimer first. All signals and trading opportunities that we provide here for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose, and neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. All right, so here's kind of a little recap of the trades from 11.9. I took off some of the old ones and put on some of the new ones here. We've had some pretty good trades. We had a few losses in here. We got like 4 losses in here that are showing up, but again, we've had some really nice wins here. This NVIDIA time spread 54%. We did lose money in BBWI that got a big huge move because they raised guidance. Not too much you can do about that. And TDOC again was another loser on the trade that we took. But all in all, pretty good. We had this lottery on Starbucks on Friday. That was a 100% winner right there. Fitch, we had a 20% winner. CHPT was a time spread that was up 47%. That was a nice one. Lyft, a 31% gain. And Netflix, a 12%. So, you know, generally they run somewhere between 15, 20%, up to 50 generally. Don't get too many hundreds usually on these day trades. But this NVIDIA 54 was a nice time spread as well. So pretty good record. October, November trades, we had 91 wins and 10 losses, 91% win rate. So pretty good win rate is what we shoot for, between 90 and 92%, and we're doing right in there in a really terrible market. A terrible market to be trading all year. Most people are getting chopped to bits in this market, but we're doing very, very well. So again, let's take a look at the highest probability trade setups for sometimes as new people looking at these videos. What we look for the highest probability trade setups is we look to have the dominator signals and background color align with the compass system, so that we've got both the market internals and the institutional buying or selling that are in the same direction, basically. We're looking for breakouts of dynamic compression zones. We look for Fibonacci reversal candles. We look for a breakout in the same direction as the stock's current trend. So we don't do any counter trend trading. We're only trading stocks to the upside that are green and to the downside when they're red. We also like to break out in the same direction as the current market trend if there is a market trend. Today, this is Monday, the 5th of December, and market was trending down all day, so we pretty much stuck with shorts most of the day. We also want the modified Laguerre, or basically the momentum information on the compass system to be matching our trade direction. So blue or green for bullish, red or yellow for bearish. And we also want the modified Laguerre to be matching as well. So we want the modified Laguerre to be, for the multi-time frame, we want that to be blue or green for bullish and red or yellow for bearish. We'd like them all to line up. We'd like to see Bollinger Bands expanding. Generally, you're going to see that if you're getting a breakout of a dynamic compression zone. And we want to select stocks that have relative strength or weakness versus the SPY. So stocks that are outperforming the SPY to either the upside or the downside would be the ones that we'd want to stick with. They give you an edge over other stocks because they're going to, if the market reverses on you, they're going to perform better and keep your losses to a minimum and perhaps even make a small profit if the stocks turn around. And if it's going to be a swing trade, the daily chart must match the trade direction as well. So if you're going to be going short, you want the daily chart to be a short lineup. And if you're going to go long, you want the daily chart to be a bullish lineup. And these pop out of the box signals we get also add conviction. And the key thing for us trades is to have patience. Waiting for a compression break will reduce your risk substantially. So again, it's just ones that we show each week because we have some new people that come on here, but this is a trade on Z a while back. Again, but you can see the pop out of the box signal right here. This is a short, obviously. You can see all the red across here on the compass system, and Z heads down, and this is actually where we get out right here. Nice little trade on Z. Again, everything red. This was Oxy. This was a day trade we took, but this is the daily chart on Oxy for the trade we took. You notice the day trade right here. This is a dynamic compression zone, the shaded area right in here. You notice it broke out of a dynamic compression zone on the daily, all green, so it's all bullish. And we go to the Oxy on the 5-minute. This is where we get in. Again, there had been a dynamic compression zone here. They come and go, but we get in right here, and we rode it to the upside. We had all green or blue right here. Rode it to the upside, and we took profits when we got some a little bit of momentum stalling right here. But again, you notice it's all green or blue all the way across here. And this little green line here is 15 EMA. The pink line is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, very important resistance and support line. And these green dots right here, these big green dots on these candlesticks, those are called acceleration dots, and those indicate that the gear momentum, in other words, the momentum on the current time frame, is at the maximum that it can get to be, which is 100, showing the maximum amount of institutional buying that we can measure. This was a Tesla trade. It's a beautiful Tesla trade. This is the 5 minutes. You can see the dynamic compression zone here, the shaded areas. These are Heikin-Achi candles. I wanted to show one with Heikin-Achi candles. Heikin-Achi candles, when you see a reversal in a Heikin-Achi candle, what you get is typically wicks and tails in the candles, followed by flat bottoms for bullish. And you notice that each one of these candlesticks, Heikin-Achi candlesticks, have flat bottoms all the way up. So it's easy to spot the trend with Heikin-Achi candles. And this was a really nice trade. And you can see here, we have flat bottoms, and now we're getting some wicks and tails. So we're losing a little bit of momentum on the stock, and that would be a good place to take profits. And again, acceleration dots telling you the maximum amount of buying is taking place, all green across the board on the compass system. This is a SPY Heikin-Achi with a little bit of a different look here. This one I wanted to show you what it looks like with the Bollinger Band width. This is the Bollinger Band width right here. And as we break down here, you see we got a wick and a tail, and then we go to a flat top. This is a bearish Heikin-Achi reversal. And you can see the band width is expanding, meaning that this is coming out of a compression. We've got yellow down here, so yellow and red would be bearish. And the SPY heads down, flat tops all the way down, and then you start getting wicks and tails here. Time to get out. And notice when the trend starts to flatten out, and you're getting these candlesticks here with wicks and tails, notice how the bandwidths are starting to come down, which means you're going into another compression. But again, yellow and red the whole way, beautiful short trade right there. And here's another one on the SPY with where everything went yellow and red right here, so this is bearish. And here's a pop out of the box signal right here, and then right here. But basically the place you would want to take this would be below the VWAP. As the stock breaks below the VWAP, because that is a support level, then you would want to get in right here, and then you just write it down. And again, you see you're starting to get flat candles here. Time to get out. You take your profits right down here as it flattens out, and everything still stayed bearish, but you notice it started to have some blue here, which is basically a little bit of buying coming into the current momentum for the current time frame on the SPY. Now this is another trade we had on Meta, just to show you what this is a daily chart on Meta. We took an intraday trade on it, and then we held it overnight. But you can see the breakdown out of this dynamic compression zone right here. Again, all yellow and red on this candle. We bought it here, and we actually stayed in it overnight. I think we got out right here actually, and it was a nice little trade. And again, it kept on moving down. But just I want you to see that it's all yellow and red, breaking out of a dynamic compression zone, a really nice setup. Airbnb, this was another short right here. Here was earnings. Here was the breakdown. Everything went yellow and red. Nice breakdown right here. You just write it down, and these are daily candles, so you could write this down for a couple of days. And then it's reversed, time to get out. You can see we got blue and green coming back in here as the stock reverses, telling you that the institutions are starting to buy it again. And this was Meta. We played Meta both ways. This was a bullish trade in Meta on the intraday, but this was the Meta breakdown here that we were talking about. You see how nice this breaks down, and this is on the daily chart. That's a nice break there. You just ride it down, and again, these are Heikinaichi candles. You can see the nice smooth trend to the downside, and then the trend ends right there. Crowd, another nice short we had. Again, you can see right here breaking out of dynamic compression on the daily, and this is a breakdown. You notice that we went from green to yellow. This is bullish to bearish right there, and then everything was red or yellow. You can write it down, and again, this is a daily chart. You can write this down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and then you got some little blue here, and this you would getting out of here as the stock started to reverse. Pay no attention to this VWAP. The VWAP shows up on the daily chart, but it's not really a tradable level on the daily chart. You would only be interested in that on a 5 or 15-minute chart. Okay, this IBM, this was another nice long we had here. And again, you notice this move to the upside out of this dynamic compression right here. This was earnings, or I guess that was dividend. And right here, it broke out of dynamic compression. We just rode it overnight from here to here, and made a nice profit on this IBM trade right here. That was a good move. And again, you can see all the blue and green. That's the key here. Lucid was a short. You can see the breakdown here in Lucid. This candle breaking out of dynamic compression. And then another candle right here that gave us a good entry. But we actually just traded it this day right here on intraday for Lucid. In QSR, we traded long. You can obviously see this gap up here. You can see that we went from yellow to blue. Stock gapped up. We just rode it up for an intraday trade pretty quickly here, I believe. I don't think we took it overnight. We could have, but I think it was just an intraday trade. Again, you can see the setup here is perfect. And again, this was QSR on the daily chart right here, on the 5-minute chart right here. And you can see the move as it goes green right here. Everything goes green. See this move right here above the VWAP, breaking out off of this 15 EMA right there with a pop out of the box signal. See the compression, pop out of the box, moves right up. This is where you get out. So that was a very nice trade right there on QSR. So you notice how it goes yellow here on this candlestick. We're out when we get this red candlestick right there. And this is QSR on the dominator system. This is the dominator system right here. Anything with a green background like this is bullish, and you notice these are the market internals. Market internals are looking at 5 different indexes: the Dow, the New York Stock Exchange, the S&P 500, the Qs, triple Qs, Nasdaq, and the IWM or the Russell 2000. And it's looking at the stocks that are moving up on up volume and upticks versus stocks moving down on down volume and down ticks. When you've got a lot more stocks moving up on up volume and upticks than moving down on down volume and down ticks, you're going to get these buy signals like you got right here on QSR. And you can see the green down here. These are all the different indexes. You don't really need to have these on here, but when you get enough stocks moving up versus moving down, for example, you've got 600 stocks moving up versus 100 stocks moving down, that's a big enough difference in the numbers that you're going to start getting buy signals, which you got right here on QSR. And you could just ride this up. And if you go back on QSR, you notice what we would be entering. We'd be entering as it comes out of a compression on the compass system here when everything goes green. So we want this to line up with the dominator system as well. So that's what we did. Again, it actually went green right here at 11:30. We didn't get any buy signals till here, but you can still enter right here if you wanted to, even though you don't have a buy signal. You don't also have any sell signals on, so you could have taken it right there. You could have waited for this buy signal right here and then just wrote it up here. And this is a SPY on the dominator system. And again, black background means this is the multi-time frame trend. There is no trend when it's black. Then it went to a pink, which is bearish. And you can see the sell signal right here. The sell signal started to occur right here on the SPY because the market internals had a big enough number of stocks moving down versus stocks moving up to create this sell signal. You can sell it, buy it right here, or buy puts right here, and just write it straight down here, and then get out. Nice little trade. And this is also the opposite. This is a bullish trade right here. And you can see you've got this light blue, or actually light green background. It looks blue here. But you notice the market internals are all green. So there's huge amounts of stocks moving up versus stocks moving down. So you could actually take this anywhere in here, but you want to be buying it off some sort of a support level. So you could take it here as it all went green, or you could have waited for a pullback to right here and then buy it right here off of this 15 EMA. One of the key things you can do on these is you can also use your compass system to find your entries, which would be like off a VWAP, out of a dynamic compression zone, off of any kind of a compression break, things like that. You would be looking for off the 15 EMA, some sort of support level to go along. And here's another one right here. This would have been a nice one. You could get right in here as we went to all green, get the buy signal, just buy it. You could ride, they could have rid this all day long. I likely would have gotten out somewhere up in here. Probably wouldn't have risked my gains up here on one little bit of a pullback, but it was still printing buy signal, so you can stay in here the whole time. That's a Netflix trade right there. This is the SPY through last Friday. We had a pullback today below the 200-day moving average, but here we are at the 200-day moving average. We closed over it on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now today we closed below it. So have we reached the top here? I don't know. I mean, it's looking like we're topping out and getting ready to roll back down again, but time will tell. But you have to be aware of that. So Monday was a day to trade short, and this is what the SPY was Friday. Looked kind of bullish, and then it rolled over today. So we're heading back down, perhaps toward the 100, toward the 50. We don't know. So the compass dominated combo, the way we use the two systems together, is for a bullish trade, we want the denominator background to be green, and we want a buy signal. For bearish, we want the denominator background to be red or pink, and we want sell signals. Again, this tells us what the multi-time frame trend on the stock is, and the buy signal will tell us that the market internals are bullish. In this case, the market internals are bearish. So we've got a multi-time frame trend in our favor, and we've got buy signals telling us that not only is the trend in our favor, but the market internals are in our favor. When this happens, you can take larger size and possible to stay in the trades a little bit longer. And the best entry levels when the dominator aligns with the compass system is like we just talked about, a bounce off the 15 EMA, a bounce off a VWAP, bounce off a white pivot point, or a breakout of dynamic compression zones. Those are good entries for getting into these stocks. You don't want to be chasing these stocks to the upside or to the downside. And this is just on put credit spreads. We did a video on that. And also I did a video on using debit spreads for weekly options, weekly trades, but you can read about that too, as well as my post on Hikinashi. We won't go over all of these. This is a link to my video library, where there's lots and lots of videos in there now on what's called the SPY Super System, which is using the compass system and dominator system together to find the best trades. There's actually another video on using the compass system and dominator system together to find the best trades. There's a video on there on the compass indicators and what they are, what they mean, and how to use them. There's also a video on finding the highest probability trade setups using the compass system, and there's many other videos in there about strategies. This is what I'm watching for, not for Monday now, but for Tuesday. What I'm watching is ABBV long, LDOS long, PDD long, EMGen long, RCM long, RTX long, and AstraZeneca long. And we can't do anything until we see how these open on Monday. Short side, I've got PBF, I've got Range Resources, RRC, we've got Lucid, which we actually just sold today for a profit, but I'm looking to re-enter, NTLA for a short, BXP for a short, LUMN for a short, and APP for a short. These are the shorts I'm looking at. And the key with these is when you're looking for long entries, you want these things to break over Monday's high with a high probability trade setup. again, we talked about what the high probability trade setup was. For the shorts, you want them to break below Monday's low with a high probability trade setup, and try to take trades that are trading with the market trend. So if we have a bearish day tomorrow, you want to focus on the shorts. Bullish day, you want to focus on the longs. And that pretty much covers the video. I will show you one thing here. Let me just drop this down for a second. All right, so this was the SPY this afternoon. We took a nice SPY trade this afternoon. All right, in here, took a beautiful SPY trade and rode this thing down. We get in for about $8 per contract as it broke through the VWAP, and we get out for a dollar profit. We got out at $9. So that was a nice trade there. And if you notice that you can see this is the compass system. You see how it's all red and it's moving down with pop out of the box signals. I got 15 moving down below the VWAP. Now let's take a look at the dominator system at the same time. Let's see if I can get this over here. Really messing it up. Yeah, it's hard to do. All right. That's not what I want. I want to get it on this. I want it to fit on the screen. Bear with me just a second here. All right, so here's the dominator system. This is on the SPY. And let me just move this up a little bit. Just do this. There we go. So here's the dominator system. And you can see the sell signals showing up here at the same time on the SPY. See the red sell signals, and you notice the stock moving down right here off of the 15. It moves down very nicely, and this is where we made our money on the SPY today. And again, it was pretty much short all day. You can see you could have started a short right here. This is where the indicators started going red right off the bat this morning. So you could have actually ridden that down. And then it kind of moved up a little bit, but notice all the sell signals get a little mixed in here. The signals left, stopped when we started getting some green, and then they came back in here again as we got red, and eventually the dominator system is telling you that the market's going to go down. With all this red, even though it's moving up right here, it's telling you that the market's going to go down. And sure enough, it turned around and headed down. So that was the dominator system as well. So again, that's the video for this week. Periscope video. Appreciate everybody's looking at it, and I hope everybody will get to the videos so that you can get very, very familiar with the way we use the compass system and the dominator system together to find the extremely highest probability trade setups, giving us close to a 92% win rate right now. And in a terrible market, this is a terrible market to be trading. Traders are getting, even professional traders are getting chewed up this year, and we're really killing it on the trades that we've had, especially with the market that we're in. So again, thanks very much for everybody for listening, and I'll see you all in the room.